trying to come back into my body right now. I'm really kind of dissociated because I had a really stressful morning. I had to rush Kameron to urgent care. I've never seen him in that kind of pain in my life.
I mean, it was bad. Don't get me wrong, it was bad, but like...
Oh, yeah, you were dripping in sweat and vomiting, so...
Yeah. So it was bad, but for some reason, because of everything I heard, my dad had kidney stones, and he said, like, when he was describing the pain, I just thought it would be so much worse. Mm-hmm. So it still felt like, yeah, it was bad, but
there was like worse pain that you could experience.
Yeah, I feel like there's worse pain.
Good old Rite Aid Pharmacy. I just think it's weird that the pain just like stopped suddenly, like a light switch.
Yeah.
Because I thought you were dying.
Almost thought I was too.
I was like, great, I'm gonna have to extract his sperm.
Oh my Lord.
Put it in a cryo bag.
That's the first thing you think of.
I will have your babies.
Thank you.
Drugs! I'm gonna put you on the kidney stone diet. No more cheese, as I put like 6 things of cheese in our cart at Trader Joe's. Just gonna eat it in front of you, like, oh my god, this is the best cheese ever. I'm an asshole. I'm just really glad you're not dying.
I am too. Thank you.
Finally starting to feel like I'm back in my body. Just got out of a relaxing bath and did some physically grounding mindfulness exercises. Whew. It's interesting how I dissociate during periods of stress rather, like I don't freak out, like I tend to dissociate and go inward and sort of just like get numb to the outside world when I'm going through a stressful situation, which I know is a maladaptive coping mechanism, but that's kind of why even when I'm feeling a lot of distress, I look and act completely normal. I almost look like nothing's wrong at all, and it's really bizarre, and I have had to learn how to physically ground myself and pull myself out of that dissociative state, because sometimes I would stay in it for days and almost feel like I was going to go insane. So I don't know why, that's just the way my brain copes with stressors, but I'm just super thankful that he's not dying. Seriously thought, here we go, I'm losing everyone. I've got a lot to do today. I had another Etsy order and I have to take that to the post office, and I have to shoot all the stuff that I finished, and then I'm almost finished with everything, and then I can start doing sleepwear. So that's what I'm hoping to get done today, but we shall see. So I was in the middle of finishing up these little rainbow bunny ear teethers when I got an email from the nonprofit organization Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep. So what they do is when you have a stillbirth, they come to the hospital and the photographers take photos of your child. And then they do the whole like retouching and send it to you in a gallery. Well, my sister-in-law contacted them because we hadn't heard from them in almost 10 weeks, and they sent over a little gallery that had only 10 photos, and it was just of me and Kaya, and there were no photos of my sister-in-law holding her or Kameron holding her. They also weren't like retouched very well.
No.
Like it kind of looked like they rushed through it, so it doesn't look anything like Kaya.
Yeah.
Like her face doesn't have the shape. Like, you can't see the cheekbones that she had, or the shape of her nose or her lips or anything. It doesn't look anything like her. So, I don't want to be like ungrateful to such a wonderful organization, but at the same time, like, I think I would prefer the unretouched photos of her. Yeah. So yeah, we're reaching out to them and seeing if we can get the unretouched photos. And I also sent my sister-in-law all the photos that I took of her that day. She's an artist, so she's really good at retouching. So we're hoping to have some portraits of our daughter that actually look like her. So I just got the call from my OBGYN office, and they said that my anemia is gone, so we've been officially cleared to try to conceive. Yeah. However, they did say that my potassium was in excess. Not to like a dangerous level, but enough that they're saying you need to drink more water and stop taking potassium containing supplements. But of course, like any good hypochondriac, I Google things and then I assume that I'm dying. And I think because we lost our daughter so recently, I've just developed this huge anxiety that anytime there's like a little health hiccup with anyone I love or care about, I go into this anxious state of thinking that they're going to die and I'm just going to lose everybody that I love and care about. And now it's kind of extending to myself. I have Googled causes of high potassium, and now I'm like, I have kidney disease, I'm dying. But that's not the case. I know that we have not been drinking much water, and that's probably why Kameron has kidney stones, and it's probably why my potassium seems like it's high. If you couldn't tell, I'm anxious right now. Oh, God, I need to calm my tits.
If I submit the passport, that should be okay, right?
Definitely.
So I just dropped off that person's order at the post office, and now we're gonna go pick up Kameron's check from the office, and I just really feel like getting out of the house, doing some shopping, pick up some scented candles and maybe some fall decor items. I'm one pumpkin spice latte away from being a basic bitch. Get your check. Woohoo! It's crazy how much of a pull I still have to wanting to shop for baby things. Kind of my first time shopping for myself since I was pregnant, and I need some clothing that's a little bit bigger than what I have because everything in my closet is still a little bit too tight. Like, it buttons up, zips up, everything, but it's just too uncomfortable right now. And I've been wearing the same like navy blue loose pants every single time I leave the house, and I'm finding it unacceptable. But everything that's available just looks like sweatpants. I don't know if that's just the style right now. Everybody just wears sweatpants now, but I didn't like any of it, so stuck with the blue pants still. So I'm just gonna take it as a sign that I just have to exercise more, fit back into my clothes. So it's the next morning. I forgot to mention that the reason I was looking for clothing is because a friend invited me out last night for a social gathering, and it'd been a really long time since I'd gone out. I think since 2020, to be honest. I haven't been out since then, socializing anyway. And so I just decided, I felt ready. I'd been at home for a while and grieving and all that, and I just felt like I was ready to try to resume a social life. And it was actually a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be, because I feel like it's just when you're meeting new people and everything, because we were doing like a mixer, like for actors and whatnot. It it's hard to not talk about what you've been doing for the last however long, because they're like, oh, you haven't been out since last year. Were you just like really afraid to go out because of, the Rona and everything? And I was like, oh no, well, I was pregnant, and it just, you get really tired when you're pregnant. And then people were just like, oh, well, congratulations. And I'm like, yeah, um, let me go to this other person now. Because I didn't want to like just meet people and be like, hi, I'm Stefanie, my baby just died. Like that, you don't lead into meeting people with, here's my life tragedy, you know. But, after a couple of drinks, it did slip out. And then this guy just got really like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, I imagine myself being like a girl dad. I can't even imagine. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I told myself I wasn't just gonna like talk about it, but like, it's my truth. I mean, I don't want to sit there and like bring the mood down, but it's like when people start asking you questions, so what have you been doing all this time if you haven't been working? And it's like, well, I can't work when you're pregnant and when you're, you know, taking time off for disability, like with your grief and everything. So I don't know, it was a little awkward. And I just find that now I totally get what people are talking about when they talk about how when you become a parent, like you're a totally different person, and stuff that used to concern you before like doesn't mean anything to you, and all you want to talk about is being a parent and like your kids and everything. And it's kind of the same thing after you have a stillbirth. Like I still have like that parent mindset even though I don't have a living child anymore. So it's just like this really weird place that I'm in where I feel like I'm a mom, and I want to know other moms and other parents, and I want to connect with those people. Those are the people that I want to connect with now. I don't, I don't know. Yeah, it's just really, it's weird. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like I'm now a mom, but I don't have the family, you know what I mean? I think socializing is going to be weird for a while. Anyway, it's time for me to get up and start this day. I think I'm going to end the vlog there. See you next time.